Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us on today's webinar, Getting Started with Microsoft Teams. You have Danielle Hamra and Liliana Churalino from Managed Solution, the marketing and engagement team. We recently got certified to deliver Microsoft customer immersion experience workshops like this and rolled out Microsoft Teams in our own organization. So we're excited to share all the resources with you and show you how easy it is to get started on Microsoft Teams. First, just a little bit about Managed Solution. We are a nationally recognized service provider. We provide consulting services, full professional services with some of the top engineers with skill sets in identity management, system center, and all security across the board. We also are a full managed service provider with a help desk located in San Diego, California, and we are a Tier 1 Microsoft Cloud service provider. Here's some more information about what we specialize in. We've got engineers nationally, but we also have offices and representation in all of Southern California. These are some of the awards that we've won throughout the years. In 2007 at Microsoft Inspire, we were recognized as CIE Facilitator of the Year. So we are excited about that and to continue delivering workshops for customers and friends in the community. So let's get started with the agenda for today. We are going to show you how to create a team and channels within Microsoft Teams that can benefit your department. We're going to work out of documents and notes and show you how easy it is to add them within channels and teams. We're also going to show you how to organize and hold meetings and how to integrate Office 365 applications and third-party connectors. Within this, we also uploaded some of the tools and documents that make it easy for organizations to roll out Teams. So we're going to show you how to access them and download them if you're interested in using them within your own organization. So these are some of the tools that Microsoft created to help you get started with rolling out Microsoft Teams and get everyone excited to start using it. So we've got a Getting Started guide for IT admins and then one for team leaders that you can download and edit, how-to tutorials and demos, and then there's also resources for you to schedule a full customer immersion experience to have your team really engage in using the tools, and we can provide that for you as well. So within Microsoft Teams, you can figure out as an organization how many teams you would like to create and then send out emails to see who would be interested in getting started with those. But we will get into that shortly. We're going to dive into the demo. And then before you roll out Microsoft Teams, you can identify how you want to use it. So for instance, at our company, we have teams for projects that our internal team works on with project managers, engineers, and our customers and marketing and engagement to all stay informed on projects we're working on. We also create it for new events. For example, our open house event. Our entire company is able to access information that we're working on to get started for that event. So these are some of the things you can do to create channels and teams if you're working on a project or by department or by event. So it's time to enable your team. So we are going to dive right into how to do that with a quick demo. So get started here. We have a virtual desktop here, which is what the Microsoft Customer Immersion Experience allows you to do. Contoso is a fake environment. Well, not fake, it's a Microsoft created environment with pre-populated personas and company information, fictional information, so that users can test out the environment and see how it works. So we've got some guests joining us today that are going to show us how easy it is to engage and collaborate with your team. So we've got Skype up here, and we can also just jump in right into Teams. You can have Teams on your desktop here, or you can also access it through Office 365 online. Here we've got Molly working with us today. Thank you. Hi, Molly. So let's open up Microsoft Teams and see how easy it is to get started. So when you come into Microsoft Teams, you'll notice on the left-hand side you have Activity, which will send you notifications if anyone tags you directly in a post. You have Chat right here, so you're able to chat with people directly within Teams, and this will be a private message. So just like Molly sent on Skype, you can also do that right here in Teams. So when you go down to Teams here, this is what lists all the teams that are currently created, and this is where you can add a team. Liliana, do you want to add a team and show us how easy it is to do that?
Yeah, that would be great. Let me add a team on my desktop. So I'm Molly. So if you go down to the bottom left-hand side to where it says add a team, that's where I'm going. And I'm going to create an IT team.
Awesome. So this is Liliana showing us how easy it is to create a team. I'll create a test team.
Okay, I'm going to add you to mine.
All right. I'm going to make mine public. And I could already see that your team, Molly, has shown up and I am invited to it. So here on the left-hand side, you couldn't see Molly's screen, but she added this IT team and added me to it. So it popped up immediately. So if I go into General, right here under Conversations is where I can have a conversation with a specific person. Well, I would tag them in it if I wanted them to see the notification, or I can just provide updates. What members of the IT team should we add? This would allow everyone to answer this question, but say I wanted Molly specifically to let me know what she thought, I can tag her. Do you have any ideas, Molly? Then she would get a notification like this. Perfect. Telling her that she saw it and notified them. If you have Teams down, you will see notifications appear like this. And then when you come in, you can see all the activity. And that is, you're able to edit this to have all the settings that you prefer for your notifications. I'll show you that in one moment. So that is how you get started with a team, how you create and engage in conversations right here. And then what I want to show you is where you can access files up top and add connectors. I'm going to go back to Teams and show you some that I've pre-populated. Oh, look, you can put fun little videos too. And then, oh, I like that, so I'm just going to like that. Easy. She'll get notified that I like that, and it's as simple as that with collaborating. This is great for when you're engaging and congratulating people or giving them a shout out to employees and things like that. Real quick, let's go into the marketing team. And in this, we've got another channel. Molly, do you think the marketing team could use any other channels in here that can help the team out?
Absolutely. Maybe we could make a channel for collateral.
I agree. Can you get that added so we can see how fast it takes to add a channel? I will also walk through doing that. So the 3 ellipses right here at the right, add channel, and then the channel name. Molly's adding collateral, so I'll add an event tab. Here you can add a description, all hosted events and webinars. Perfect. You already see Molly's team collateral, and the reason they're showing here and this one is not displaying is because these are favorites. So you could remove favorite, then they will no longer display, or you could add favorite. So you can have your team's environment show as much or as little as you'd prefer. Even the whole team, if you would like to still be a member of that team, but you don't want to see it every time you come in to your team's environment, you can just leave the team or remove it from your favorite, and then it will display under more.
And Danielle, sometimes you want to share the link to some of these channels. Do you want to show how you can share that?
Sure. Great suggestion. So if some of your coworkers have never used Teams or they're unsure of where to locate certain information, you can just get a link to share. And Teams sits on top of SharePoint. We get this question a lot. So if you add a document to Teams in a specific group within files, which I'll show you in a minute, you're also able to access it through SharePoint. So similar, if you're familiar with using SharePoint, the share links, you would copy that and then you would send it over. So you could even do it in here. Molly, oops, spelled that wrong. New team, join. So once you're within the team too, you see these are all the channels. So we showed you how you can receive notifications, how you can chat, how you can create a team, how you can create a new channel. But up here, you can also create within the channels different tabs. So why you would want to do that is in this general tab, and I'm sharing this with you because we actually did this recently. We created a document so that when new team members join, they can come to general, and up top here they can see how to get started with that specific team. So all you would do to add a tab at the top of the screen is go to the files section, upload the files you want into this section, and you can also pull in folders from SharePoint. We just have a few in here as an example, and then you can do make this a tab. You could rename it anything up top and it won't change the full name either. Get started here. So you can connect PDFs, you can connect Word documents. These are all the connectors you can make into a tab. So say you have a budget area where you want all your employees to update or reconcile information in an Excel that you share on SharePoint with only a certain amount of people. You can add that directly as a tab and everyone can edit it within Teams as they would in Excel Online. Same thing with PowerPoint. Liliana, do you have an example on when we use PowerPoints in Microsoft Teams that you want to give?
So we use PowerPoints for when we are presenting every week at our sales meetings. And Danielle and I have to collaborate on our PowerPoint about the channel, about different marketing events, different stuff coming up, stuff we've done in the past few weeks. Anything we want to share with the team, we have to collaborate on this project together. So we will use Teams. We will use maybe the chat in the beginning before we want to actually share it with the entire sales team. So we can do everything in Teams together and get this PowerPoint edited and then uploaded into the correct channel that we designate of where it's going to live so that all the sales team members can access it throughout the weeks.
Perfect. Thank you. And do you want to come into where this Word document is and we can edit this at the same time so we can show them what we mean? This is how we edit our PowerPoint presentations together before a meeting. So you'll see you can edit right within here or download the document if you want to check it out and edit it on your desktop. You can open it in SharePoint or you can edit in Word Online. So here I'll be able to make edits to this document at the same time. Oh, look, see, Molly's typing there and you can see where she's typing. And we know you can't have 20 people in here editing the same document. That will mess things up a little bit, but 2 people getting something done quickly before a meeting helps out drastically. Thanks, you. So this is just another example on how you could connect different documents to the tabs. And these are all the different areas where you can add connections. Besides adding the tab connectors up top here, you also have the option within different channels to add connectors. And they're constantly adding new connectors and features as they build out Microsoft Teams. So here is an example of some. If you have a blog, you can have a website channel, and it's configured to show everything you're posting on your blog automatically. So if you're constantly sending to your company what's happening blog-wise, this is a great area to just enter that in. Twitter, you can connect and configure different hashtags. So if you have a hashtag your company uses, or you want to get notified every time someone tags you on Twitter within Teams, so your entire team has insight in that, you can get Twitter added. Same thing for Yammer. This is just a ton of the connectors that you can add. This is just to show you all the possibilities there are in Teams, and then you can figure out how you want to set up your team. This document, getting started here, this is a document that we built for our sales and marketing team so that they would understand what each channel within our environment means. So this is available for you guys to download and edit and use as well. It shows different channels that we use within our environment and when to look in what channel for what information you need. We also help them get started with setting up Microsoft Teams and setting up their notifications. So this is just more information to get your team started so they know how to use the platform best. Also, it tells you the T-bot that you can ask questions to within Microsoft Teams is really helpful. If you have a question, you can just ask them tabs located, and they can write back. Oh, look, there we go. Tabs are private. So this provides a lot of information to help you get started and build out your team's environment. Liliana, do you have any other questions that we should touch on?
So I was wondering how we can integrate with OneDrive and SharePoint when we want to pull stuff in or we want to work out of there. So if I were to save, sometimes I like working on my desktop. So if I were to save this, one of these Excel sheets or the Microsoft Word that document we were in, that's going to be able to be in real time and saved. And I don't know if we spoke a little bit about that. If it's saved on the desktop.
Great question. So let's dive in. So I think we've got here, we don't have any files in this environment that we could work on, but let me just show you the autosave. We can do it with Word here. Let's open in Word. There's a button where you can make sure it autosaves on SharePoint, which is also syncing it to Teams. It's just wherever you have it saved in the cloud, it will sync everywhere that file is located. There's just a bunch of ways that you can access these files. So it's the best way, whichever way you prefer. But your question was if you checked out the document, like opened it on your desktop to make sure it still saves in Teams, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so we're opening this, and let's make some changes and then go back to Teams and make sure that they saved. So this is the first time I'm opening this on here, so it might just take a minute, but we'll show you there's an auto save button on there, and then all of your changes are also going to save online. So here we go. I like to work on my desktop as well because there's more features than the online version. So when you need to make a lot of changes, it's helpful to go offline. Okay, so for IT admins. So as you can see on the document that I saved, I took this out and edited it so that it said sales and marketing team. because we have a variety of teams. Let's make changes here. So this is different than when we were editing the document at the same time because I have it offline, but we can still make sure that it syncs online, and that is what this is doing. You will see a read-only copy when you are unable to edit it. So say I did not want Liliana to make changes while I had this document checked out, because then our changes wouldn't sync. I would check it out and then she would not be able to access it. So let's save that. Do another change. What do we got going on in here? Save. And Liliana, are you able to see if those changes took effect within Teams?
Yep, I can see them.
And they did. All right, perfect. And then did you create a products section too? Or that was already there?
That was there.
Interesting. Okay, so when you edit the channel as well, you can change the name. It'll notify the channel that the name changed. You can also edit settings. So our sales and marketing team has several members. So say we didn't want everyone just creating any channel they want, and we don't want 100 channels. We can manage that. So the owner of the team can make it so that they change others to members, so they are no longer able to make changes. And then you can also go to your settings. You can add a picture. You can adjust member permissions. So allow creating and updating channels. We don't always want everyone of a team, if it's a larger team, to be able to do that because things get messy and you want to ensure everyone within the team knows when to use which channel and where to find everything. So this is where you would manage all of that. Allow members to delete and restore channels. No, we don't want any channels to get deleted. But do remember, if you delete a file in Teams or a channel, it is not going to delete all those files in SharePoint. They live in SharePoint. This sits on top of SharePoint as another way to communicate and find what you need. You can also, the fun stuff we showed you, like the video that Liliana shared, you could turn that off. But then that's no fun. Or you can turn it back on. So it depends. You have full control over your settings. So we wanted to keep this webinar pretty short and just show you how easy it is to get started. So if there's no other questions, we will leave you with this. And then if you would like to download the file to get started and start managing your channels and detailing them so you can roll out teams to your team, we'll provide that for you as well. If you're interested in having a full virtual CIE workshop for your organization, that's where we can come in with this fully the full Office 365 environment and walk you through not only Teams but other applications and how to use them and how they all collaborate with each other. Thank you. Thank you so much, Liliana. Great questions today. All right, and take care, everybody.